Sun's coming in.
Yeah. You talking or am I talking?
I'm easy, like Sunday morning.
Monday morning, Monday afternoon.
Monday.
Igniting Purpose. Welcome to the show. We've mentioned awareness, self-awareness. What is it? How is it? How'd you do? How'd you get there? A number of times. And it's a freaking long journey. From day one, the first kind of glimmer of it, which we touched on a few episodes ago. I'll pop the link in to where we are now, to where we've got to go, which is way down the road. But we're going to talk about the very basics, not necessarily how we became self-aware, but the skills or the drills or the little hooks that we put in place. So we thought about our actions. Max, have you got something to say?
Yep. It's 71 is the episode, people. 71 of the Ignite Your Purpose show, podcast, vlog. It is us. Thank you for joining. John was so excited to start talking about awareness. So, my journey, how did it begin? How do you keep it up? And what are the triggers? The first thing is questioning why we think and do what we do. So every time you have a reaction, right, to what your mom said, what your dad said, what your sister said, what your lover said, what your coworker said, what the driver in front of you did, to not just react. This right there in that moment, to not just react, is self-awareness. You are then allowing a quick breath or whatever the hell your outlook is on it is, a blink of the eye, whatever. You're allowing you, whatever you want to say you is, to step in and stop the automatic chain reaction of reacting through a programmed mind. So just taking a split second to break that, if you want to look like a firing cable, break that automatic mind-trained reaction. Because we need to question, well, why do we react like that? That's what being aware is. So, for example, if you're walking across the street and someone else hits you, to instead of like, go, you bastard, go, well, dude, I've been in that situation too. Oh, I didn't see the guy. Oh, a bee stung, go on and on.
Yeah.
Did I just react?
He bumped into me.
Exactly. It's not a you against him. It's not an ego-based thing. So you just question, why am I reacting like this? And as always, it's going to be through a series of programmed and training you've had since birth. But it's using your mind, not letting your mind use you. Don't be the tool. Use your effing tool. Boom!
Somebody woke up on the right side of bed.
It's amazing what sleep and rest will do to you, John.
Yeah. So Max is talking about responding rather than reacting. And that's almost phase 2 or the next stage. The first phase is actually registering when you're going into this automatic behavior. It's kind of the same, kind of different. And when I first did this, I had freaking yellow Post-it notes stuck everywhere, in the car, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, all over the freaking place. And so when I did something or said something, and I then look at one of these notes saying, why did you say that? Why did you behave like this? Why did you make a cup of tea? Because I always used to make a cup of tea when I got upset. That was my default behavior. Go put the kettle on, or sit down and have a warm cup of tea and it'll be okay. Well, that's trained behavior. Different story. But I'd say something or do something, and I'd see a little note, and I'd go, why did you just shout at your brother? Why did you just snap at your mum? Why did you kind of just growl at this car driving the other way? And that's the first. That's the first phase. Recognizing when you're doing something. The next step is to take the breath and to be able to respond rather than react, and even not respond if you don't need to. And then you go down a bit further. And then you can analyze your behavior and your actions and where that comes from and where that's driven from. And is that something you're doing, or are you just being compliant with society because you're in a situation and you want to behave in the normal way that we all behave, which may or may not be the right way? But that's it from me.
Yep, I would agree, and I'm trying to, I can always see now, especially when I go back to family gatherings. You see the people who are and I don't mean this disrespectfully, who just are not self-aware, and I used to act identically to them when it comes to mother, father, son, daughter, all that type of interaction. Now I don't, and I'm trying to think back to how it was just reacting in that first step of just breaking that cutting that wire, you know what I mean? And it's just wanting to do it. It's just questioning everything. Like, there is no need to, for me, it would be to always be right. You know what I mean? There is no need for that, because I might as well talk to a brick wall and try and prove to the brick wall I'm right. If nobody's being aware and coming from their higher selves, then it's two brick walls talking to each other, right? Because nobody's ready to listen. And just trying to figure out, you want to call it breath, you want to call it blinking, just that pause and question everything. Question what your brain is doing, because your mind is using you unless you use it. That's the simplest form I can break it down to.
Yeah. And then when we can do this, you're not leading by example, but people will see your behavior and how much calmer and how much chill and how much more reasoned you are. And they'll just pick up. We just share the energy and the vibrations and the good vibes. And then hopefully the people in and around your circle become a little bit more self-aware, a little bit more chilled out, a little bit more mellow, and a whole shitload more connected.
I know. I'm going to back you up on that. So, John, I've been how many years in my game? 10.
When's 11? When are you 11 years in the game? Doesn't sound as good.
Not till next summer. So when I began, right, I was in a beginner's class. There was nobody except for the teacher that was experienced. When we started meditating, 1 to 3 minutes was near damn impossible, all right? The beginners joining our advanced class now, and you've been there, so you know this, our minimum is 15 to 30 minutes with a new beginner. There is no way at my beginning with a bunch of beginners you could go that long. Yet, you join in on that energy wave, that vibe of the experience. So that is 100% proof of what you just said. I've experienced it.
I've been in your class as the absolute beginner. I'm going to sit here for 30 minutes and I'm thinking, what the fuck?
Yeah, I could not have done that.
Or even just sat in the chair at the back or on the floor, and I'm thinking, I can't sit here for 30 minutes. But you do.
And you ride that wave, right?
Without difference to each other. Of course you can do it. And that's where the meditation creates a space in the mind to respond rather than react. It's all connected.
Amen. Everything's connected. We know that.
Yeah.
John, I thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
We thank you for your time. We know you could be anywhere in the world and you rocking right here with us, and we appreciate. That's all I got to say, John.
And usually we just rock up with these subjects on the day. I had a couple today and I kind of threw one in the air. But we've just had a wee discussion, and because of events over this weekend, we've pretty much got the subjects lined up all week. They're kind of all interconnect and intermingle. So we hope you will be back tomorrow for a story about grizzly bears and cows. Baby cows.
Oh.
Baby cows. So on that note, from me, goodbye. From him, goodbye. See you later.